The betrayal Azrael felt couldn't be measured. It welled up within him like bile, threatening to purge from his body. The depth of his betrayal towards Ileana deserved more than him panting after a woman he'd just met. He had remained faithful to Ileana for thousands of years, and he was determined to continue doing so, despite the allure he had witnessed earlier that day. Curse Esmeralda for her cunning choice of Savannah. Savannah was a woman of extraordinary beauty, and Azrael couldn't help but ache when he looked at her. Her long ebony hair cascaded around her angelic face, and her soft alabaster skin bore no marks of imperfection. Her eyes were her most expressive feature, a shade of purple akin to blooming azaleas. To call them violet would be an understatement. They were more like a masterpiece than a mere color. His body responded to her in a way it never had to anyone else, and therein lay his betrayal. If it had only been her physical appearance causing his reactions, he could have understood. After all, he was still a man. What truly burrowed its way into him and refused to let go was her resilience and boundless energy. Azrael attempted to delve into her mind, but he found no trace of regret, even though she had lost everything in her previous life. When faced with a situation that defied logic, she had only inquired about a credit card. Either she was the most incredible woman he had ever met, or her mind had snapped and she no longer believed in the reality of her circumstances. "What do you want?" Azrael snapped as Lucian entered the room.
Hello to you too, dear brother. Feeling a bit under the weather?
Lucian asked. "Go away." Azrael groused.
I don't know why you're so grouchy. If I had spent most of my morning with a half-naked Savannah, I'd be a very happy man.
Lucian said. On more than one occasion, she was completely naked. Azrael amended.
Oh, if I weren't already marrying the greatest woman that ever lived, I'd pluck that flower from your garden before you could blink.
Lucian said. Shut up, Lucian. Azrael snapped. The thought of Lucian with Savannah filled him with emotions he refused to acknowledge.
It's about time.
Lucian responded. What? Azrael demanded.
You're angry. It's so nice to see something other than that wretched emptiness you've been engulfed in for the last millennium. You were boring. It was easier to get Jeremiel flustered than to get you to show any signs of life.
This won't work. I can't have her in my life. It's an abomination of what I had with Ileana.
You're an incredibly stubborn man to hold on to the memory of a woman who didn't love you enough to stay forever.
Azrael seethed at Lucian's words. He lunged at his brother, fists ready, but Lucian was prepared. Instead of Lucian, Azrael battled the memories of Ileana.
Why can't you see what the rest of us did?
Lucian said after ducking Azrael's fist. You don't know anything. Azrael panted.
I know that she left you when she could have stayed, that she chose to die rather than be a part of your life. She wasn't worth the pedestal you've placed her on.
Azrael seized that moment to land a hard hit on Lucian's gut. Lucian doubled over and began to fight Azrael with renewed vigor. Azrael sensed the shift and welcomed it. He didn't need his brother to coddle him. Older, stronger, and wiser, he would teach Lucian a lesson for meddling in his personal affairs. His younger brother landed a hit on his right shoulder that staggered him. Azrael relished the expulsion of excess energy as the two exchanged blows. He hadn't realized how much his younger brother had picked up over the years since they last fought. Lucian fought as an equal. The thought only prompted Azrael to attack harder. Just as the fight was getting intense, they found themselves pushed apart and propelled against opposite walls. They were held by a force so strong that neither could break free. Azrael took a moment to catch his breath.
Sorry to interrupt.
Jeremiel said, his arms outstretched, holding Azrael and Lucian firmly in place. Put me down, Azrael demanded, struggling against Jeremiel's power.
Do you promise to play nice with Lucian?
Jeremiel's condescending tone made Azrael want to hit Jeremiel as well as finish the walloping he had planned for Lucian. Azrael let his anger consume him. He struggled against Jeremiel's hold until he exhausted himself. By the time fatigue drained him of his energy, Jeremiel had already set Lucian free. In his anger, Azrael hadn't noticed that Lucian had left the room.
Want to talk about it?
Jeremiel asked. No, Azrael responded.
Okay. Well, I think you should know something about your mortal assistant.
Azrael didn't want to talk about Savannah. He didn't want to think about Savannah, but something in the way Jeremiel emphasized the word
Mortal
caught his attention. What? Azrael asked as he descended from the wall. He bent over, With his body held up by his hands placed upon his knees, he rolled his head from side to side, rotated his shoulders, and grunted at the pain where his brother had landed a solid hit.
I don't know how else to put this, so I'm just going to come out and say it. She's cursed.
Jeremiel said. Cursed? Azrael repeated.
It's some archaic curse placed on her family. The firstborn Del Zeno females are pledged to an ancient demon who granted the family wealth and prosperity in exchange for their firstborn daughters. For thousands of years, the family thrived, and the pledge was forgotten, with the missing daughters seen as unfortunate circumstances of the times.
Jeremiel began. She technically died. Doesn't that negate any curse? Azrael asked, trying to grasp the significance of what Jeremiel was telling him.
Well, we don't know for certain. We should be on the lookout for a demon coming to claim his bride, the one who is no longer dead.
Her 30th birthday is tomorrow, Azrael said.
Her 30th birthday is in 6 hours. He will come to collect his bride at midnight.
Jeremiel paused.
The demon is Apollyon.
At the sound of Apollyon's name, chills ran down Azrael's spine. There were only a handful of demons powerful enough to curse an entire lineage. Apollyon could crush those demons without breaking a sweat. He was God's original creation, with age alone granting him more power than a legion of demons. He was the Adam of demons, the first in existence, older than time, and stronger than anything Azrael's mind could fathom. No one knew anything about him because no one had ever found him, though rumors of virgin sacrifices still persisted. He was a legend, a demon that rivaled the power of all 8 divine ones. Are you sure? Azrael asked, though he knew his brother wouldn't have brought it to his attention if he wasn't certain.
I am.
How soon can we ready our defenses?
I've already made a few calls. There are many who would love the chance to challenge Apollyon.
Jeremiel placed his hand on Azrael's shoulder.
Not to mention, we're angels who can hold our own when it comes to a demon attack.
So as it stands, I do nothing and allow Savannah to pay for familial greed. Or I start a war with the biggest supernatural legend that ever existed.
That about sums it up. There's also something different about Savannah's birth records. She's the firstborn Del Zeno, but may not be entirely human.